Good morning. Thank you all for being here today to help us honor our fallen workers. Today we observe Workers' Memorial Day, dedicated to those workers we lost over the past year due to work-related incidents and illnesses. As we mark the loss of 10 workers in Middlesex County who died as a result of workplace-related incidents or illness in 2020, we pledge to remember them today and in the years to come. 2020 was a unique year for workers. In addition to the usual workplace hazards, the global COVID-19 pandemic put all workers in additional danger, particularly our healthcare workers. Despite knowing the risk and at times working without access to the proper protective gear, our healthcare workers, professionals, kept showing up to do their jobs. Where would we be without their bravery and dedication? And as the pandemic continues, so do their efforts. In addition to continuing to care for COVID-19 patients, so many of our healthcare workers have spent the past months helping to vaccinate people throughout Middlesex County and the state. Along with healthcare professionals, our essential frontline workers also faced risk with COVID-19. They too continue to do their jobs despite the danger. And of course, COVID-19 was not the only danger workers faced on the job last year. So today we remember not only the workers lost to COVID-19, but all workers lost last year and in years past. As we honor their memory, we continue working to make job sites as safe as possible so that no new names will be added to the list of those already lost. We are fortunate to have our partners in organized labor and OSHA leading the fight for workplace safety. They strive each day to make safe workplaces a reality. While accidents can happen even when safety protocols are followed, they occur at a higher rate when safety measures are not in place. OSHA takes very seriously their duty to enforce occupational safety and health standards and to hold employers accountable for violations. In fact, last June, OSHA proposed $1.9 million in penalties against a New Jersey framing contractor for exposing workers to multiple safety hazards at 4 work sites in Bergen County. Also in June, OSHA cited a South Jersey shipping supplies manufacturer for failing to correct machine hazards that caused the amputation of an employee's fingers. These stories are a reminder of why OSHA and its standards are always necessary. Our workers are the backbone of America, and their welfare must always be protected. One of the best allies our workers have is their unions. Unions are vital to our economy, and they play a crucial role in helping to ensure working conditions. I witnessed firsthand the importance of unions during my 30 years with Conrail. In fact, I'm a former president of Oak Island Local 6965 Transportation Communications Union, AFL-CIO. I remember well my union brothers and sisters, and I continue to advocate for workplace safety in their honor. 2 union brothers who are always in my heart and who I remember especially on Workers' Memorial Day are Charlie and Eddie. Charlie was mentor to me during my time with the railroad. He was diagnosed with cancer in 1996, which we later learned was work-related. Eddie was a dear friend who was killed in an accident on the job. While Charlie and Eddie are gone, I honor their memory today and every day by doing my best to emulate the kindness they always showed me and by sharing their stories and encourage employers to treat their workers with care and respect. For those of you watching today, if you are not already aware of the safety standards of your workplace, I encourage you to research those standards and do your best to follow them. Please encourage your co-workers to do the same. And of course, be sure you know what to do in the event of an emergency. By working together and looking out for one another, we can accomplish great things. Today, we vow to remember the sacrifices of the workers we lost last year and in years prior. One loss is too many. So we will continue to work hard to create and maintain safer, healthier workplaces. On behalf of the Middlesex County Board of County Commissioners, I thank you for joining us in honoring workers today. May God bless you, may God bless our workers, and may God bless the United States of America.
Good morning, Director Rios, distinguished guest, Middlesex County. Thank you so much for this opportunity to once again speak at this Worker Memorial Day event. I am pleased to be here to honor the lives of New Jersey workers who died in 2020. Every year on April 28th, we commemorate Workers' Memorial Day, where we remember and honor all working men and women who lost their lives on the job. We mourn not only for those we've lost, but for those left behind, including their families, co-workers, and communities. In calendar year 2020, we lost 187 workers in the state of New Jersey, and many of those lives to COVID-19. Many of those workers were also healthcare workers. For those precious lives, we extend the sincerest of condolences to each and every family. Today, as we remember and mourn those who have lost their lives on the job, we also commemorate 50 years since OSHA, the agency charged with overseeing workplace safety and health, first opened its doors. Passage of the Occupational Safety and Health Act laid the foundation for progress in worker safety and health, but 50 years later, we are still faced with enormous challenges to realize the promise of this law. As the COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted, OSHA's mission is as important now as it has ever been in the agency's 50-year history. Too many lives have been changed as a result of COVID-19, and particularly the lives of healthcare workers and their families. As we continue working to protect workers from COVID-19 and towards ending the pandemic and getting our lives both at work and at home back to a new normal, we need to think about how to improve workplace safety protections to meet the challenges ahead. OSHA has already established a national emphasis program to address COVID-19 hazards in the workplace. The National Emphasis Program augments OSHA's efforts addressing unprogrammed COVID-19 related activities such as complaints, referrals, and severe illness reports by adding a component to target high hazard industries or activities where this hazard is prevalent. The National Emphasis Program also adds focus on anti-retaliation by preventing retaliation where possible, distributing anti-retaliation information during inspections and outreach opportunities, and promptly referring allegations of retaliation to the Regional Whistleblower Protection Program. We know that many workers are at an increased risk, sometimes because of the jobs they do, such as healthcare workers, but also because of factors like the color of their skin, their ethnicity, or the fact that English is not their first language. Too often, these workers are not aware of their rights or feel uncomfortable raising safety concerns. We know when employers listen to their employees and when workers understand their rights and use their rights without fear of retaliation, workplace deaths, injuries, and illnesses can be prevented. We must keep making progress and continue the dream that one day events like this will be a distant memory, that one day every preventable worker death will be prevented. Together, we can fulfill the promise of the Occupational Safety and Health Act for every worker in this country, no matter what job they do, what language they speak, their ethnicity, or the color of their skin. Thank you. Have a safe day. If you need to contact OSHA for any reason, you can call us at 1-800-321-OSHA. You can use this number to report workplace hazards or a workplace retaliation. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me here today. My name is Wayne Mardiak. I'm the president of the Middlesex Somerset AFL-CIO Labor Council. Since 1989, the AFL-CIO has declared April 28th as Workers' Memorial Day. Around the world, trade unions are honoring the hundreds of thousands of workers that have been killed, injured, disabled, or made unwell by their work. This date was picked because it is also the birthday of the OSHA Act of 1970. OSHA's main purpose is to protect workers. They investigate every major injury or death in order to prevent accidents from reoccurring. Needless to say, the past 2 years have stretched all of our safety protocols for frontline workers. They've been mentally and physically strained while trying to provide the services that save lives, that respond to emergencies, that keep the lights on, and keep all our necessary services working. All workers were concerned that not only did they not get sick, but they didn't bring it home to their family and their friends. The unions, along with OSHA and the CDC, fought to make sure that all the proper equipment was available to our members, that they could come to work safely and be able to go home at the end of their shift. Unfortunately, some workers did become sick and never finished their shift. Nurses, doctors, firemen, police, EMTs, paramedics, linemen, teachers, all were exposed to this illness. The unions immediately jumped up and worked together with administration to try to change all these situations. A good friend of mine, Captain Richie Campbell of the Edison Fire Department, responded to a call on a Tuesday and passed away on Sunday from COVID. He was a good friend of mine, and I think of him every single day. And I sure many other people have the same situation in their lives. The heroes, one of our real heroes, besides the first line people, were our teachers. Our teachers had to go into this, had to go back into schools to try to teach and try to make it safe for them and the administrators, so that they can actually have a safe workplace. In the meantime, they had to learn how to teach on the internet. It was an amazing situation, and again, the union was there to make sure that they were safe, to make sure the schools were clean, and most importantly, not only the teachers, but they also fought for the children, to make sure that children would be kept safe in the schools also. We have so many heroes, so many frontline people that we'd love to thank, and unfortunately, we've lost many of them this year and last year. One of the most important issues is getting vaccinated. This is not politics. This is not if you're tough or you're weak. This is life or death. We can't ask you enough to make so that you can go home to your family and your friends and make them safe also. We encourage you, we beg you, and we have made it available to almost everybody in the state to be able to be vaccinated, and there really is no reason why we can't do that. Again, thank you for inviting me here for this Workers' Memorial. We will always remember the dead, and we will always fight for the living. Thank you.
Good morning. I'd like to thank Middlesex County Commissioner Director Ron Rios, my good friend, for once again inviting me to speak at this Workers' Day Memorial. This is a particularly special year to recognize Workers' Memorial. 50 years ago, on April 28th, the Occupational Safety and Health Act went into effect as a bipartisan effort to ensure safe working conditions for all of our workers. Unions, and union allies, as well as the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, have worked tirelessly to ensure all workers have the right to a safe work environment. As president of the Middlesex County Building and Construction Trades Council, I'm proud of the progress which we've made to improve workplace safety. Everyone has the right to a safe work environment and to come home to his or her families. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank all of our workers, particularly during COVID-19 pandemic, who put themselves at risk to get the job done, whether in the building trades, in healthcare, or other essential workers. I also recognize that there is work still to be done. We are here to recognize 10 workers who were employed in Middlesex County and died as a result of work-related incidents. That is 10 workers too many, and we must continue to fight to prevent deaths from preventable hazards. Again, everyone has the right to a safe work environment. There is no reason that we should not be able to guarantee our workers the right to go to work and come home safely each and every day. I'm grateful for the partnership we enjoy with Middlesex County and OSHA to protect our workers and look forward to continuing the fight for safe jobs for all workers. We continue to pray for the dead and fight like hell for the living. Thank you.